respiration. It's the opposite of photosynthesis. It's the breakdown of organic molecules for energy. The overall reaction is the reverse of the overall reaction of photosynthesis. Glucose, with the help of oxygen and water, break down to carbon dioxide and water. Humans eat food. That's where we get glucose. We breathe oxygen. We drink water. We breathe out carbon dioxide and we pee. Urine is mostly water. Well, let's talk about glucose. Where does it come from? We eat plants. Most of us also eat animals, but those animals at one point ate plants. So really we get all of our energy from plants. We use the glucose that plants made using photosynthesis. If you didn't already know that, I bet I just blew your mind. But how does it work? Glucose goes through a process called glycolysis. Glucose, sugar, lysis, breakdown. It's the breakdown of sugars for energy. This produces a bunch of intermediates, ATP, and pyruvate. This happens in the cytoplasm of the cell. Pyruvate is then oxidized and attaches to coenzyme A, forming acetyl coenzyme A. Carbon dioxide is a product of this process. Oxidation of pyruvate reduces NAD+, an electron carrier, to NADH, which is used later. This happens inside mitochondria, singular mitochondrion, that weird-looking organelle that's nicknamed the powerhouse. Next is the Krebs cycle, which also occurs in the mitochondrial matrix. That's just the fluid inside the mitochondrion. Again, there are a bunch of unimportant stuff. It reduces NAD+ to NADH, produces ATP, and carbon dioxide. Those are the important parts. This is where the electron carriers come in, the electron transport chain. NADH got 2 electrons from glucose. Those 2 electrons go through a chain of enzymes which do a bunch of stuff. And by a bunch of stuff, I mean punch hydrogen ions into the intermembrane space of the mitochondria. Lol, it has 2 membranes. This creates a chemical gradient which draws H+ ions from the intermembrane space back into the matrix. They don't pass through the membrane, so they pass through ATP synthase, which synthesizes ATP. The 2 electrons come together with oxygen and 2 hydrogens to form water. Yeah, pretty much that. That ATP is used for DNA replication, protein synthesis, and pretty much everything. Which brings me to the point that plants also have to do this stuff, so they also have to produce ATP. So they also have to do cellular respiration! There's also an electron transport chain with different enzymes for photosynthesis. But I was trying to keep this at an Ontario curriculum grade 11 level, and I already screwed that up because this is grade 12, but just go with it. The carbon dioxide produced is expelled through the lungs, and the water produced is... well, there's more than one way to get rid of water. That's about as simple as I can make it. To quote one of my favorite musicals, isn't it nice to know a lot? And a little bit not? Until next time, I'm your host, Remi-Rix the Science Chick, saying go forth and do science. And if you have any questions, leave them as a comment or a video response below, provided you're watching this on YouTube.